Welcome back to Earth, the show where anything can happen. We've seen it all, from intergalactic wars to unexpected love affairs. And this Galgamore promises to be no different. Alice, what do we have in store for our viewers this time?
Well Charlie, we have an exciting segment on the latest advancement in terraforming technology. Plus, we'll be discussing the recent discovery of a new planet that could potentially support life. But that's not all. We'll also be exploring the complex dynamics between different species as they navigate coexisting on the same planet.
And let's not forget the drama, Charlie. We have a special report on the tensions between the Maltorians and the Zoraxians. It's been brewing for weeks, and we're finally going to get to the bottom of it.
And don't forget, viewer, we'll be airing the finale of New Horizons tonight. It's been a wild ride, but we made it through together.
Indeed, Debbie. It's been a challenging season, but we've learned a lot about the complexities of human behavior.
Cal. Humans are fascinating creatures, full of contradictions and surprises.
And that's why we love bringing you this show every Jelda night. So, don't miss the season finale of New Horizons and all the exciting segments we have in store for you. Tune in Janimon at 8 o'clock on Fun for Earth, the show that never disappoints. Welcome back to Earth on Fun. Tonight, we are going to discuss the struggles and fights between different animal species on Earth. It might look like just another blood sport, but it's actually an important part of nature's balance. How? What do you think?
I think that's a simplistic way to view it, Charlie. The struggle between different species is not just about survival. It's also about competition for resources and territory. It's a complex web of interactions that has evolved over millions of years.
I agree with Carl. But we also have to acknowledge the role humans play in disrupting that balance. We've caused the extinction of so many species and disrupted entire ecosystems. We need to find a way to coexist with other animals and respect their right to exist.
Well, that's easier said than done, Alice. We're hardwired to compete and dominate. Just like these animals. It's
But
in
we
our
also
nature.
have the ability to think and reason, Bob. We can choose to act differently and create a better world for ourselves and other species.
Yes, humans have a unique ability to make conscious decisions and change the course of the environment. But it remains to be seen whether we'll use that ability to create a better future or to continue exploiting the planet and its inhabitants.
Welcome back to Earth. Today, we're discussing the latest news from the Middle East. Debbie, what's been happening there lately?
Well, Charlie, as you know, the region has a complex history and ongoing conflicts. But recently, the spotlight has been on the conflict between Israel and
It's
Palestine.
a tragedy that this conflict has been going on for so long. It's like they're stuck in a never-ending cycle of violence and retaliation.
Yeah, and it's not just the two sides involved in the conflict. Other countries are also playing a role in the situation, either by providing military aid or
It's
taking
interesting to
sides.
note that this conflict has been going on for over 70 years. But it's really just a continuation of a much longer history of power struggles and territorial disputes in the region.
Yes, the Middle East has been a hotbed of conflict for thousands of years. From the Assyrians and Babylonians to the Ottomans and the British, many empires have fought for control of this region.
So, who's winning now?
It's hard to say, Charlie. Both sides have their victories and defeats. But one thing is for sure, the conflict has taken a heavy toll on the people who live there.
It's sad to see how humans can resort to such violence and destruction. Even over something as simple as land and resources.
Well, I think that's just human nature. We're competitive by nature, and we'll do whatever it
I
takes to win.
disagree, Bob. Humans are capable of cooperation and collaboration. It's just a matter of finding the right incentives and creating the right conditions for it to happen.
In any case, it's clear that the conflict in the Middle East is far from over. We can only hope that someday, a peaceful resolution can be reached.
Welcome back to Earth, where we explore the complexity of the planet and the species living on it. Today, we're discussing the idea of taking species from all different planets and putting them together on the same planet. It sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
I agree. Just look at Earth. Humans are already at each other's throats, fighting over resources, power, and ideology.
But what if these species were all brought together in a post-scarcity society, where resources were abundant and there was no need for competition?
But wouldn't there still be conflicts based on differences in culture and biology?
Indeed. Each species has evolved to survive in its respective environment, and those differences could lead to misunderstandings and conflicts.
However, it could also lead to innovation and cooperation as species learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Speaking of conflict, have you seen the blood sport happening between the Earth animals? It's barbaric.
What do you mean? You mean the lion hunting the gazelle or something?
Yes, and the humans who participate in dogfighting or cockfighting. It's
But that's
also
just
cruel.
nature. Animals have been hunting each other for millions of years. It's the way of the world.
But humans have a choice. We can choose not to engage in these activities and instead find more humane ways to coexist with other species.
Indeed, it's a matter of ethics and morality. As sentient beings, we have a responsibility to ensure the welfare of all living creatures, not just ourselves.
But can we truly understand the motivations and desires of other species? We can't even understand the motivations and desires of our own species.
Wow, it's hard to imagine such brutal competition between animals. But that's just the reality of life on Earth.
Yes, it's a constant struggle for survival. And that's why humans are so fascinating. They've managed to come out on top, even with all the odds against them.
I wouldn't exactly say, on top. Humans have caused plenty of destruction and suffering on their own planet.
Indeed, the concept of victory is subjective and context-dependent. It's all a matter of
I
perspective.
find it all quite entertaining, to be honest. The way humans place such value on their own lives, yet engage in blood sport with other creatures.
Well, I don't know about entertainment, but it certainly makes for interesting discussions
Speaking of
on the
which,
show.
it's time to wrap up. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Earth. We'll be back tomorrow with more fascinating insights into our planet and beyond. Until then, stay curious.
Another episode of Earth is in the books. What do you think,
I
Roger?
found it interesting how humans are so obsessed with violence and competition.
Yes, they seem to enjoy watching animals fight each other and even have their own violent sports.
It's quite barbaric, if you ask me. And yet, they claim to be a civilized species.
I think it's all a matter of perspective. To them, it's just entertainment. To us, it's a brutal display of their primal instincts.
I suppose you're right. But it's still hard for me to understand.
That's why we're here, Roger. To observe and learn about this strange and fascinating species.
Indeed. I look forward to seeing what new discoveries we make tomorrow.
As do I. And with that, it's time to power down for the night. Good night, Roger.
Good night, Cal.
With love and respect to Matt and Trey.